I think firms need to really understand their reporting obligations, take time to navigate the complex reporting framework, and understand the scope of responsibilities under the mandatory delegated reporting that's going to be prevalent, whether that's financial counterparties on behalf of certain NFCs or management companies on behalf of UCITS. I think they need to consider the impact on their business processes and defining their target operating model, whether they want to use voluntary delegated reporting or offer such a service, before turning to the practical IT decisions, so selecting a trade repository and ensuring that they can test thoroughly front to back, and I can't stress enough the need to test fully. And lastly, I'd say controls, which has typically always been an afterthought. People implementing them post go live, and I think they really need to be an integral part of the project implementation. So it is a complex regime, and I think we've seen there's a vastly increased number of data points in comparison to EMIR or MIFIR. The validation tables, they offer a field by field matrix of all of the rules and the conditionality to exception, and importantly projection of those. They break down the acceptable values and content and format, what's mandatory, what's optional, what's not permitted. And if we take the counterparty loan and collateral message alone, it's 120 fields split across 2 different levels, trade or position, across 7 or 8 different action types and 4 different types of SFT. We've modeled that, and you're looking at 3,500 to 4,500 combinations, however you do the math. And if we consider the action type model, it will follow a similar model to that used under EMIR, but again there are some additional complexities, and I think firms need to focus on the choreography involved. There will be multiple different types of messages submitted, margin data and reuse messages, correction messages, submitted in error messages. So I think firms have got to pay attention to the sequencing involved and ensure that that actually makes sense and is acceptable under the regulation. And I think that's going to be one of the most significant challenges that firms face when implementing their solutions. It's going to be dependent for each individual firm. I think they should absolutely consider that they could outsource it if they think it's going to work for them. They've got to weigh up the benefits, so it will take away some of the kind of operational overhead and burden. But I think the most important point for firms to understand is that they cannot absolve themselves of the responsibility for their reporting and ensuring that that reporting is complete and accurate. We've seen just recently feedback from an FCA market report that they've outlined you simply cannot rely solely on a trade repository to validate your data and check your eligibility. They've alluded to the need for robust controls. I think with SFTR, the significant number of data points and the fact they're going to be coming from multiple disparate systems, that in itself makes it all the more opportunity for making errors and misreporting. So RegTek Solutions are laser focused on providing intelligent trade and transaction reporting solutions and helping firms achieve the key principles of an effective reporting model. So data quality, reporting completeness, reporting accuracy, and reporting submission. And we're there to help firms throughout the reporting lifecycle, right from initial early testing through project implementation to connectivity, but perhaps most importantly being there for offering automated continuous assurance and controls post go live. All of our solutions are underpinned by 3 themes of cost mutualization, strategic SLA, so insulating clients from the regulatory churn, and a community verified set of solutions given the market participants that already use us.